delighted to reflect on the mentorship programme for this academic year. The mentorship programme provides an opportunity for our second year DCU students to be mentored by graduates and friends of DCU, and it assists you with your personal and career development. And congratulations on taking up this fantastic opportunity. It is going to make a world of difference to your future. Our biggest year to date in terms of participation, we had 90 students and 73 graduates taking part. So an absolute fantastic achievement. All faculties were represented and our mentors had been matched to reflect the sector students wished to experience. There are a couple of key strands to the mentorship programme which I'd just like to briefly go down through and reflect on. Firstly, skills development. As mentees, you participated in worthwhile skills sessions, some delivered by our mentors. For example, Tracy Donnery kindly facilitated the leadership development session. Your feedback as students has been that these skills sessions are necessary to understanding how skills are transferred into the workplace. We had some exciting events on campus to support the mentoring relationship. These included the inspirational speaker event, alumni wall, and the mentee presentations. I think you will agree that it was fascinating and interesting to hear about the experiences and opportunities provided. Thirdly, the Work Shadow Day allowed you to experience firsthand what happens in your mentors' organisations. An important life skill is to reflect on your career journey. So we in the Career Service asked you to present for 5 minutes on this experience. And you did this really successfully, and there were many memorable interactive presentations. It was obvious to me and the assessors that you clearly recognised the link between your discipline-specific knowledge and how this applied to the workplace. And there were many examples of this throughout the night. I'll give you one example tonight. We've Julie here tonight, who is a student of Marketing, Innovation and Technology. And Julie is doing a marketing module at the moment, and part of that module looks at the whole area of AdWords. And her work placement was in Google. And when she went into Google, she actually got to work on an AdWord campaign, and she could clearly apply what she was learning in DCU to the task in Google. And this is just one of the many examples that night of how students were actually linking the theory to the practice. So well done to each and every one of you. And finally, the mentorship programme has provided you with opportunities to meet with your mentors face to face, to understand a professional network, to practice and learn, and to seize continuous learning opportunities as outlined in our Graduate Attributes Initiative, Generation 21, shaping DCU graduates for life and work in the 21st century. Just a couple of thank yous. On behalf of the Career Service and the mentees, I would really like to thank our alumni and the organisations who came forward to act as mentors. Without you, this programme would not be possible. A particular thanks to Rachel McCullough from the Careers team, who coordinated the communications, the updates, and acted as a point of contact for any queries. And a big thank you to the Alumni Office for your continued support for this programme.
The programme has been running very successfully now for over 3 years, and the numbers continue to grow. And I think the numbers that Yvonne quoted, which I have to now remove one full page of my speech, Yvonne, thank you. But 90 students from all 4 faculties and 73 mentors, mainly alumni from DCU, but all friends of DCU. It's hugely significant for us. Let me tell you some details which I think highlight the importance of what you've been doing and what our mentors have been doing with you. I spent a lot of my first 18 months in office and talking to employers, because I believe one of the perhaps the primary role for me as president of the university is to ensure that you as students get an appropriate education, but an appropriate education for the 21st century. And that is an important statement. I've spoken to probably every CEO of every major company in the country, every managing director, every country manager, and you can test me later on, you can pick the big companies and ask me them all. But even today, I spoke with the country manager here for Google, I spoke with the managing partner for PwC. I always get the same message. You know, the degrees from most Irish universities are very good, and including DCU, you've got excellent degrees, disciplinary knowledge, the quality, and so on. However, all employers, without exception, are looking for more. They're looking for the more rounded graduate, the graduate with the additional skills. So that's why this mentorship program, this structured mentorship program, is so important. That's why, on behalf of the university, I'm so grateful to the mentors who've given freely of their time to actually give you assistance. It's hugely valuable. I'd say it's a value that you probably don't fully realise yet, but certainly we see it. And talking to our alumni in all parts of the world, they recognise it and recognise the value of it. So I'd say I don't want to sermonise too much this evening, but it is hugely important. So my role here tonight was to welcome you, congratulate you, those receiving certificates, but in particular to thank those behind it. I'm delighted that they feel like the founder of the concept here at DCU has come back to you with his Murren. This wouldn't be happening if Murren hadn't planted the seed here at DCU a number of years ago and made sure it took off the ground. And to see it thriving and flourishing like this with such numbers is fantastic. And to have such a large turnout, a large fraction of those who've been through the program, it's hugely important. So finishing points really, to thank the mentors, and I say not all of you I know are alumni of DCU, you're friends of DCU through various companies. For example, as I said, I was in PwC this afternoon. They're our biggest employer. We had Deloitte in here last week, Brenda Jennings, all giving those same messages to me, right? Keep doing what you're doing, keep producing the sort of graduates you're producing. PwC just employed, or have offered jobs to 26 graduates this year in the past few weeks. They're looking for more. So, you know, it's because of learning experiences like this that makes you attractive to those companies, to the big four like Accenture, to Intel, to Google. Google always employ, had 3 more graduates in Dublin last week that have come out of here in Google. All the big name companies hiring people from here.
I got an email about 2 years ago from one of the partners inside in Deloitte, just asking for people to volunteer to come along to mentor students out in DCU. To be honest, I wasn't too sure what it actually entailed, but I thought, I haven't been out in DCU in about 8 years, and my 10-year union is getting very, very close, so I think I'll put my name forward and go out and do it. So it was a great way to reconnect, I suppose, with the college, as well as, I suppose, you know, give back a little bit to the students who are currently out here. I suppose on top of that then, we're definitely encouraged by Deloitte to get involved within the programme as well. And I think, you know, that was there because there's opportunities both for the mentees to learn, but I think from a mentor's point of view as well, you know, you can learn a lot through the project, you know, about yourself and how you deal with people, how you're kind of building relationships with the people who are just kind of beginning to think about their careers and their chosen service lines as well. So I suppose from my own experience, you know, I found a mentorship program, you know, very enjoyable, and the time commitment that was put in, you know, is actually, you know, not huge. I think the level of appreciation that's been shown by, you know, the alumni office, the college, the career service, and the mentees themselves, you know, is quite overwhelming for the amount of time that you actually put into the program, and that definitely keeps you, you know, interested within the program, and, you know, definitely keeps you involved going forward as well.
This time last year when I first heard about the mentorship program, I couldn't wait to get started with it. One of my friends himself, he had done it and he kept raving on about it, so I decided that I better try it out. Now, I wasn't actually sure what area that I wanted to go into, and because I'm studying international business with languages, I decided that it would be good just to do general business. Like I was considering radio and all these different types of other genres, but I decided that just stick with general business, and that would be the best thing to do. Thankfully, Careers and the Alumni Office paired me with Siobhan Gaffey, who's the HR Shared Services Manager in Hertz over in Swords. So I got an insight into the HR world, and I didn't actually realise what HR was. Like I was studying a module last semester on it, and by being able to participate in the programme, I got to see how HR wasn't just about employing someone, it was employee voice. And if somebody was upset, like how would you deal with it, and like pay, and it was such a vast area. Like it wasn't just what we were learning in the lectures, and also by being able to put into action what we were learning in books, it was invaluable for me, because when I was going into lectures, I could actually understand what the lecturer was going on about, and it wasn't just like I was reading from the book and not having a clue. So that was brilliant as well. It really opened my eyes into where I want to go. Like I wasn't sure beforehand, but because HR is such a wide area, I was really intrigued by it, and it's somewhere that I'm considering taking on. Like I'm going to France next year for Erasmus, so it's something that I'm considering specialising when I go to France, and then when I come back from France as well. I think every second year should do this programme. The experience that you learn is invaluable. Like when I went over there, over to Hertz, I I met with a range of people, and my LinkedIn profile is I'm after getting loads of new contacts on it, and by being able to talk confidently to employers, it's just after boosting my morale. So if I was to go into the field, I'd know what would be the best thing to say and what wouldn't, and how to act and how to basically sell myself to get a job. Students really should take part in this, because I think the 2010 slogan for DCU was "You can go anywhere from here," wasn't it? And this program, literally, by being in this program, you can go anywhere from here.
Now, what is the Alumni Council? It's basically when you leave here, when you leave and you graduate from DCU, you will have something that we all have in common. We've all gone to this university. We have a shared experience. And for most people, they think, oh, that's it. I have nothing else to do with Dublin City University after I get my degree and I get my job. But actually what we're trying to do is change all of that. We're trying to establish a lifelong relationship with the university. After all, it's given us so much, and maybe we can give something back to it. So I'm in a privileged position for these few short years to be the chair of the Alumni Council with some fantastic graduates, and through that program we run a series of events, social events, sporting events, cultural events, entrepreneurial events, and we encourage all of you, or all of the, and all of you by the way, because you're already here. So one of the shifts in thinking recently was to include all current students and not just wait for you to have your degree in hand. So I would encourage you to spread the good word, because from a university's point of view, that connection between mentor and mentee is a connection between the university and the outside world, and that's what we want to promote. Those connections outside, back inside, and vice versa. So I hope you get that, and I hope you'll help us spread the message on that. Don't worry, be confident. There is no truth in terms of you have to be on this path. You create your own path, and it's just have confidence in yourself. That's the one thing I'd say. The other thing, the message I'd say is get involved. Networking, you might have learned a bit about networking with this whole program. As I said, life is a team sport. We need each other. Get involved. It's just go out there and see how you can help. Be confident. Don't worry. Make things happen. It's up to you. And the last thing I'd say is a lot of the conversation around here is about jobs and big companies. I did that. I did engineering here, finished in 1990. Went out and worked for all the big American multinationals. And you know, I really enjoyed it, traveled the world, it was great. But I was never so happy when I started my own company 6 years ago. And you know, I feel empowered by that. So there is no right answer or wrong answer. Take your education, take the networks that you build here, and go and make it happen. Thank you very much.